Josh, is your very first overtime game in the NBA. Just what was this experience like for you, just as a learning experience?
It was good. Obviously with Shea out and, first playing overtime, obviously I knew the ball was going to be in my hands a bit more. And, it was a good learning experience, but I think we definitely, that was definitely our game to win. And I think we let it slip there. We're up 8 or up 6 with a couple minutes left and didn't execute as well as we should have down the stretch. But as I said, it's a learning experience. This is, my first time playing an overtime game, our first time this year. So we'll watch the film, learn from it. But yeah, execution down the stretch was probably what lost us that game.
Nick Gallo, KCThunder.com. What you like best about the first few minutes of the second half? I think you all went on a 12-0 run. They didn't score for like 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, we came out ready to play. Usually it's the opposite. Usually we're sluggish out of the halftime break, but tonight we're ready to go. We executed offensively, got good looks. We made them. Defensively, we were switched on, rotated quick, played that coverage as well. So we were switched on right from the jump, and I think the more often we can do that and get that jump out of the halftime on teams, it's going to, help us for the better.
And not related to this game, but I think back in 2018, you were at a basketball without borders camp, and Caris LeVert was your coach.
Yeah.
What was this like, sharing a floor with him on the NBA level for the first time?
Yeah, it was really cool. I was actually, I remember that today, right as I'm playing, I'm like, I'm about to play Caris. And he was the first one actually that, ever spoke, the first NBA player I ever really spoke to. And he gave me a lot of advice after that camp. This was when I was like, no one knew who I was. This was a random camp in India. And he was there, as one of the NBA players. And I got to spend a bit of time with him, and he helped me out a lot. He gave me a lot of lessons. He was, big on believing in me. Told me he believed a lot in me and my potential. And, I always listened to the things he told me, but it's crazy that 3 years, down the track that we're playing on the same floor together. So it's a small world, and, it was really cool.
Did even meeting or seeing an NBA player, did that open up your mind to the possibility too of just, you said nobody knew you at the time. What did that change within you?
Lots. I mean, to have an NBA player tell you they believe in you was big for me. I needed that confidence because self-confidence was not always something I had. And, when Caris told me that, that's when it kind of started to spark for me and grew. If you're hearing it from an NBA player like him, that's when your self-belief and confidence are going to start to grow. And it really did for me. So that was my first ever experience with an NBA player. And, it did a lot of good for me.
That might explain something. He took a hard foul in the third quarter. You helped him up. Is that why?
Yeah. We spoke to each other before the game, said hi, but I haven't seen him since that camp in India. So this is the first time I've seen him in years.
Also, Ty just mentioned, talking about the learning experience of a young team. You shot an air ball, but then you came down the next time you had the ball and you knocked down, I think, a 15, 16-foot shot. Is that part of the growth you guys are talking about? That didn't stick in your head, I guess.
Yeah. Short-term memory, especially, in terms of shooting the ball, you kind of got to always, you miss a shot, forget about it, move on to the next play. And it's always been, I've never lacked confidence. So, I threw an air ball up and missed a ring by a good margin. And then I came down next time and shot that mid-range like I just made a 3 from 40 feet out. So confidence is never going to, determine, the next shot I take. So always having that mindset that next shot's going down.
Also, was to get to overtime, was that relief or disappointment?
Disappointment. I think we had a good lead going into that, fourth quarter. And I think, it was offensive rebounds killed us in that last quarter. They got a bunch. Sabonis was getting a bunch of stuff around the ring. So disappointment, but, to close out like we did the last 30 seconds, and we gave up an O-board, but we stuck with it, defended well, made them shoot 2 tough shots. So it was disappointing to let it get to overtime, but it was relieving to see that the last 30 seconds we really locked in and then forced it to go to overtime.
Josh, you guys forced the steal with about 20 seconds left. You got the ball past to Darius. He didn't go up. You guys didn't get a bucket on that possession. Just what was your view from that? Yeah,
obviously we knew we had to get up, and there was still 24 seconds on the clock. So we sent a couple traps, and Trey got a steal, and I hit Bays, and after that I couldn't really see because it was such a big crowd in that paint. I couldn't see what was happening, but I think he passed it to someone missed, and we got a few tips, but they're the plays that we're going to have to, in the late game situation, have to convert on. It's just, it's the NBA. You can't give teams that many chances, and they punished us. They got a rebound, made free throws, and kind of iced the game. So those situations we're definitely going to have to clean up on.
Across the room. No questions on the Zoom.
Good. Thanks, guys.
That's a wrap. Thunder available.